Hello and welcome to Daily Prelims Practice, an initiative of Rouse IAS. Here we take up important articles from the Hindu and the Indian Express and curate MCQs as per the demand of the Civil Services exam. Articles covered today are shown in the screen and the detailed description in PDF and Word format can be found on the description box. So let us begin. Before starting off today's discussion, let me remind you that the Prelims Compass of the year 2023 is available on our official Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is in the description of the video. So, join the channel and stay ahead of the competition. Now, starting off the first article of the day, which appeared in the Hindu's page 1. The article reports that the total goods export in the financial year 2022-23 rose to 6% to $447.5 billion, whereas the import bill surged by a steeper 16.5% to $714 billion. This has resulted into 40% growth in goods trade deficit. Now, activities in India's external sector, particularly with respect to its exports, imports, and the respective sector-wise share, is important from prelims point of view, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2020, where, with reference to international trade, the question was asked with regards to merchandise exports and imports of different items. On similar lines, here's practice question number 1. With reference to India's export, which of the following statement is or are correct? Statement 1. UAE has emerged as the top destination of India's export in the first half of financial year 2022 and 23. Now this statement is incorrect because USA is the top destination of Indian export, followed by second, which is UAE, and third, Netherlands. The Netherlands has displaced China from the third spot as India's exporting partner. Statement 2. Share of imports from China declined in the first half of financial year 2022-23. Now this statement is correct because share of imports from China declined by 13.8% from 15.5% a year ago. Statement 3. Due to pandemic-induced global restrictions and weak tourism revenues, India's service export declined in financial year 2021 and 22. Now this statement remains incorrect because despite pandemic-induced global restrictions, India's services stood at $254.5 billion, which was a growth of 23.5% over financial year 2021. Now select the correct answer using the code given below. From the above discussion, we can conclude that option C is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option D is the right answer. Now moving on to the second article of the day, which appeared in Hindu's page 5. The article reports that a 125 feet statue of Dr. Ambedkar is set for inauguration in Hyderabad on occasion of his birth anniversary. Historical figures, their contribution during the freedom struggle and post-independence India is a key area of importance in modern history. The importance of this topic can be gauged by the fact that UPSC in the year 2016 asked a question about a freedom fighter, that is Keshav Chandra Sen. On similar lines, here's practice question number 2. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. The Reserve Bank of India was conceptualized on the basis of guidelines put forth by Dr. Ambedkar to the Babington-Smith Commission. Now this statement is incorrect because Reserve Bank of India was conceptualized in accordance with the guidelines presented by Dr. Ambedkar, although it was for Hilton-Young Commission and not Babington-Smith Commission. The Hilton-Young Commission was also known as a Royal Commission on Indian Currency and Finance. Statement 2. The All India Depressed Classes Association was founded by Dr. Ambedkar as an attempt to promote education of untouchables. Now this statement is incorrect because Dr. Ambedkar founded Bahishkrit Hitkarni Sabha as well as All India Scheduled Caste Federation to campaign for the rights of the Dalit community, whereas MC Raja in 1925 created and became the president of All India Depressed Classes Association. Statement 3. The journals Bahishkrit Bharat and Mook Nayak was published by Dr. Ambedkar to advocate for the rights of Dalit. This statement is correct because in addition to Bahishkrit Bharat and Mook Nayak, Samanta, Prabudh Bharat and Janta were the journals that Dr. Ambedkar brought to protect the rights of the Dalit. Now, which of the statements given above are correct? From the above discussion, we can conclude that option B is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option B here also was the right answer. Now moving on to the third article of the day, which appeared in page 10 of the Hindu newspaper. In context of Aam Aadmi Party gaining recognition as a national party, this article describes the conditions under which a political party can lose its standing as a national party. It also highlights how a state party can gain or lose its status, along with the associated benefits of the recognition. Now, superintendence, direction and control of national and state election comes under the exclusive purview of Election Commission of India, and it is also an important part in the polity section. Questions with respect to Election Commission are important from prelims point of view, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2017. On similar lines, here's practice question number 3. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. The Election Commission of India recognizes a political party as per Election Symbols Reservation and Allotment Order of 1968. Now this statement is correct. Statement 2. A party gets recognition as a national party if it is a state party in 3 or more states. Now this statement is incorrect because a party needs to be recognized as a state party in 4 or more states to be classified as a national party. In addition, at a general election to Lok Sabha or Legislative Assembly, a party needs 6% of the votes from 4 different states as well as, in addition to it, win 4 Lok Sabha seats to be classified as a national party. Also, the party needs to win 2% of the seats in Lok Sabha, that is 11 seats, from 3 different states. If either of these 3 conditions are satisfied, then only a state party can be classified as a national party. Statement 3rd. A recognized national or state party can have a maximum of 20 star campaigners. Now this statement is incorrect because a recognized state or national party can have a maximum of 40 star campaigners, whereas a registered unrecognized party can nominate a maximum of 20 star campaigners. Now, which of these statements given above is or are correct? From the above discussion, we can conclude that option A is the right answer, whereas PYQ is concerned, option D was the right answer. Now moving on to the fourth article of the day, which appeared in The Hindus, page 16. The article quotes the Commerce Minister to highlight that international trade in domestic currency will reduce the transaction costs for industries, and several countries are in the discussion with the RBI regarding this. Now, use of rupee for international transaction can be seen as a way to reduce currency volatility with respect to US dollar. Since permission of full convertibility of rupee for current account transactions post liberalization, our currency has seen a depreciation. Questions regarding rupee are important from prelims point of view, which is apparent from this PYQ of 2015. In context of the article, we have curated a practice question number 4. With reference to Indian national rupee, which of the following is or are can cause its depreciation? Now, the value of Indian currency or any other currency for that fact depends on its demand. If the demand of any currency increases, its value goes up, whereas if the demand declines, the value of currency goes down. In this regard, let's consider statement 1, inflows of foreign investment. Now this increases the demand of Indian national rupee, thus it leads to appreciation and not depreciation. Statement 2, high crude oil prices. As India is importer of crude oil, high crude oil prices requires more dollar, which reduces the demand of Indian national rupee, thus depreciating it. Statement 3rd, increase in imports. As imports are required to be paid in dollar, it further reduces the demand of Indian national rupee, thus causing its depreciation. Now, widening current account deficit. Now, in case imports exceed imports, it leads to current account deficits. Payment for imports increases the demand for dollars, thus further weakening the Indian rupee. Now, these three are the factors that can cause its depreciation. Now, select the correct answer given the code below. From the above discussion, we can conclude that option C is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option C was the right answer. Now moving on to the fifth article of the day, which appeared in the Indian Express, page 14. The article reports that the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, or NCPCR, has issued guidelines for the first time for conducting preliminary assessments in order to determine whether a child should be treated as a minor or not in criminal cases, which comes under the heinous category of Juvenile Justice Act of 2015. Now, constitutional and statutory bodies are important from prelims point of view, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2022 on T-Board in India. On similar lines, here's practice question number 5. Consider the following statements regarding National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, or NCPCR. Statement 1. It is a constitutional body. Now this statement is incorrect because NCPCR was constituted by the Government of India under the Commission for Protection of Child Rights, or CPCR Act of 2005, and the body exercises and performs the powers and function assigned to it under this particular act. Statement 2. Chairman of the Commission should be a retired Chief Justice of India. Now this statement again is incorrect because a chairman should be the one who is a person of eminence and has done outstanding work for promoting the welfare of children, and not a Chief Justice of India. Statement 3. NCPCR has developed and launched the portal Ghar. Now this statement is correct because Ghar, Go Home and Reunite, was developed and launched by NCPCR with the sole purpose of restoration and repatriation of children. The Ghar portal has been developed to digitally monitor and track the restoration of children. Now, which of the above statement is or are incorrect? From the above discussion, we can conclude that option A is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option D was the right answer. Now moving on to the last article of the day, which appeared in page 19 of the Indian Express. The article reports that as per CBDT's data, India's gross tax collection has increased 173% over the last 10 years. Also, the direct tax buoyancy is at 2.52 in the financial year of 2021-22, which is highest over the last 15 years. Now, revenue collection and its ratio in the GDP is important for government finances. This is also an important topic for prelims, which can be seen from this PYQ of the year 2015 on decrease in tax to GDP ratio. On similar lines, here's practice question number 6. Consider the following statements regarding union tax collections. Statement 1. Among taxes, corporate tax accounts for the highest share. Now this statement is incorrect because among taxes, GST has the highest share of 17%, whereas corporate tax as well as income tax has both 15% share respectively. Statement 2. Since the introduction of GST, the share of indirect taxes has been higher than that of direct taxes. Now this statement again is incorrect because the share of direct taxes is 6.1% to the GDP, whereas share of indirect taxes is only 5.6%, which is lesser than direct taxes. Statement 3. The tax to GDP ratio in 2021 has increased to its highest level in the last decade. Now, this statement is correct because as per latest data, tax to GDP ratio in the year 2021-22 has increased to its highest level of 11.7% of the GDP. Now, Which among the following statements given above is or are incorrect? From the above discussion, we can conclude that the option A is the right answer. As far as PYQ is concerned, option A again was the right answer.